Hello and welcome to Jamie's Motion Graphics, episode 48. Today we're making this. All of this has been made in After Effects and all of this has been made from scratch. In this video I will show you step by step how you can make it yourself. Okay, here we are in After Effects. I am not going to do the entire thing. I'm just going to explain to you how to make it, and I'm going to, well, do some small things, but you can make the whole thing yourself if you want to, or make a different design, of course. So let's have a look at what it actually consists of. So first of all, we have these hearts coming in. They change color. As you can see, they start at blue, they end at red, and then we have little rings around them. I actually made a heart with a ring around it. I don't think it's a good design, well, after the fact, but yeah, it's fine. Then it shrinks, and then it starts pulsating. It's also increasing size a little bit. And then we have the I and the U coming in little pieces, then forming, and then, well, we have this. So that's what we're going to try to make. Let's make a new composition. We are going to make it apparently 16 seconds. That's all good. So first of all, let's start by making a heart. Making hearts is not that hard. Let's first of all start with new solid. There you go. The solid is going to be just white. That is pure white. Yeah, we're going to start at the bottom and then go to the top right, go to the middle, and then go back to the bottom. We're going to duplicate it, obviously, to make it into a complete heart. So all you need to do really is make sure that you have this point, and you drag out the handles until you find a shape that you like this, and then you just say duplicate and mirror. So mirror is done by hitting the scale button, unblocking this, and then putting -100 in one of them. Yeah, so it's not perfect yet, but we'll get there. So currently it's not perfect because the line is actually off center. So we're going to go to the mask here and then adjust that a little bit. Let's take up both of these, drag them out until the line is about vertical, and then you will have a much better shot at this. Obviously you can tinker around with the heart as much as you want. You can also, by the way, do a new composition. So like this, well, actually more like pre-compose, and then you can put two of these in there. So two of the white solids, but they will be immediately replicated when you change one. So the thing is, I currently have it set up so that, well, not set up at all. I will have to duplicate it by hand every time. If you do that once, then it should be okay. So yeah, the only real thing I still have is this, because it's not entirely centered, and we're going to fix that in a moment. So let's see if we can make that a perfect heart in the bottom at least. And then up top, yeah, it's pretty good. It's a little bit well, big, but we can fix that if we really want to. It's just that I don't really care enough. I'm going to rename this to heart. Oh, that's not how you write heart. It's supposed to be a T in there. So we're going to use the heart in the new composition, which is going to be, I don't even know, let's call it design. And let's make it 16 seconds as well, it doesn't really matter. We're going to plot the heart into the design, and we're going to say, well, you are going to scale over time, and as we saw, we start with a super big heart. Oh, that's the wrong way. We start with something that is about to come in, and let's move the position a little bit, because it seems that we have kind of an issue here with where we end up. So a little bit like that, and then position, So yeah, this is pretty close. So all three of them now come in at the same time. So let's scale it up a little bit until we're actually out of range. So it's a complete white square in this case, or rectangle, I should say. So yeah, this is the 0 position, and then we're going forward. Let's say I don't know, 8 seconds. You can of course choose something different depending on what you want to do. I think I went like 5 seconds in the first one, but it doesn't really matter. And now we're going to set it to like 20%. Oh, that's really small. Let's make it more like this. And set the position as well. So the position is supposed to be at 0, like that, and then it kind of changes to this thing being in the middle. So let's make it just the middle of the screen. Obviously this is not going to be as cool as the other one, because the other one actually, well, I designed it a little bit more. So yeah, it's now just doing this. So let's now make it change color, which is rather easy. All you need to do is just put tint on your heart, and tint will recolor things. This is why we made it pure white, because it will colorize it based on what you actually made. Let's make it green to red this time. I like the red, white, and blue though, so I might actually do that again. Obviously, it's going to end up being red. Hang on. We need to keyframe it as well. So yeah, hit U and go to the end of our track, make it red. I'm not sure if I like this setup yet, but we'll see. And then go to the middle. So currently I had 8 seconds, so I'm going to 4 now. And at 4 seconds I'm going to make it white, just to make a different tone. So now it's an Italian flag, which is working like this. So okay, all we need to do now is make sure that we have multiples, and that's basically it. That's basically our animation as it was the first time. So let's zoom in quite a bit here, because we're going to have to move some layers here, and it's always a real hassle to do that when you don't zoom in enough. So I'm going to put them 5 apart in case that wasn't obvious yet. So let's say 35, yeah. Okay, so what it now looks like is, well, actually, let's just go a little bit forward. I'm not sure why they're not showing up. Are they too close together? Maybe 5 frames is too close together. Oh, and maybe I did it the wrong way. Okay, so we're going to do it the old-fashioned way, I guess. Yeah, I wanted to do it by hand just to show you that it's not a lot of work, but yeah, we're going to go to select all layers, right-click, keyframe assistance, sequence layer, and then yeah, we currently have 16 something seconds. So let's set this to 16. I don't know what the actual number was. It was 16 and 3. So apparently they're now 3 apart, which is not enough, I think. They're actually 4 apart. Okay, so let's redo that then. Keyframe assistance, sequence layers. So 15, let's say 24, 10 frames apart. And this way it should actually work. That's why we zoom out first, and now you can see the layers exist. And yeah, if they're too far apart for you, so if you want something that's closer together, then just make this smaller. If you want them to be further apart, obviously make it bigger. So I'm going to just accept that this is the way it is, and just go into my next thing. Yeah, currently all you have to do is just duplicate the layers a bunch of times. You don't even have to sort them. Control A, right click, keyframe assistant, sequence layer. Since you already typed in the correct value, all you need to do is just hit OK. I currently have 24. I used 20 in the last one, so yeah, this should be enough, assuming that it looks the same, but I don't know all of the numbers from the first one, so it's all good. So yeah, it looks like this now, and yeah, we're going to now open a new composition and plop this one in there. So this one is going to be called, hang on, comp 6, let's say final design. So this one is going to get a background and such. So yeah, let's just make a gray background. You know how to make backgrounds, I'm assuming. And if you don't, well, I make them in virtually every tutorial. So yeah, they're not that hard to make. Anyhow, the background only shows in the end. So what I did is I waited until the thing was about here. Oh, hang on, we need to make it way smaller. My design here. Actually, yeah, this is kind of bad. I have to now delete everything except for one and hit the scale button, because apparently I scaled to the wrong value, because I scaled to 75% where I should have scaled to 0%. So there you go. So it will now become smaller, obviously. And that should look better here, because now, oh, let's duplicate it a bunch of times. Just holding Control D will actually make a bunch of layers. If you're not specific on the amount that you want, then that will work fine. And the final design will now look like this. And so once the heart starts to form, you still want some. So I don't know where, yeah, so here it's about to form your final like heart shape. And you want still to have some layers over here that are still green in this case. I think the green, white, and blue doesn't really do it, but anyhow, what we now want is we want to have a heart come in from behind. So just put the original heart in here as well underneath the design. You can see it's a lot bigger. Yeah, just set it to the same position as the other one is. So position, something like that. No, that was actually good. So it needs to come in at some point, but it will automatically do so. The only thing we still need to do is we need to tint it into red, because, well, we want the heart to be red. But yeah, now you will see that it will automatically come in, and yeah, there you go. So that's all we have. Well, pulsating heart then, once everything has gone, so let's say over here somewhere, then we can start making a pulsating heart. By the way, this is why I wanted to make a longer composition here, but we can just edit the composition settings in this case. It's not a problem. Let's make it 30. Oh, at 30 frames. Yeah, this is really not my friend. There you go, 30 seconds. So at 16, why is this, oh, well, whatever. So at 16 seconds it now breaks, and that's fine, that's fine. We're just going to go on with our heart that is over here, and since it only needs to start at, well, let's say right about here. Oh, it's actually already there. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. We can just drag it forward in time. So now let's make a pulsating heart. So from the moment well, the other layers are gone, so that's right here. We're going to go to scale. I'm going to set a scale what are you called? I keep forgetting what they're called. Keyframe, that's what they're called. We're going to set a keyframe. Okay, go like, I don't know, 4 or 5 into the future. Set the scale to, I don't even know, let's say 120%. And then make it an easy ease keyframe. Set keyframe assistant easy ease, or just hit F9. 5 into the future again, and then set it back to 100. And I don't want this one to be easy ease. You can yeah, do it the same way, or just control click it, and that will work as well. So now we need to set basically the next one, and we can make like symmetrical heartbeats. We can also do them a little bit apart, so that well, we have that. So currently we're at hang on, yeah, it would be about here, right? I don't know, I didn't actually count, but what it does now, it looks like this. Yeah, and let's try to do that on normal speed from current frame. Hit 0. Okay, so this, that last one was what it actually looks like. It's kind of a little bit too big for my taste, but you can adjust that. It's pretty easy to make. I'm not going to bother too much with making it perfect. I'm pretty sure you can figure it out on your own. So probably needs to be like this, like 10% is, well, enough. Maybe even 8%. Yeah, that seems about better. So 108, and then this one 108. So yeah, you can make a few more if you want to. So the final thing we still need to do is we need to make the text. And I'm going to just use a new composition for that. We're going to have a black background. We're going to put in a new text layer. And the text layer is going to say I in this case. And you can make a second one for you. So what we're going to do here is we're going to split the I in multiple fragments. So just take your pen tool and just make either, well, you can make like the rectangular or, well, straight lines everywhere. Or you can say, well, I don't want straight lines, I want to have like curved edges because it just looks better. Well, it does look better, that's true. So let's yeah, let's experiment a little bit with them, I guess. I'm going to demonstrate the straight edges first. So straight edges is just you take the mask, you duplicate the mask, you lock the previous one, and then with your selection tool you take the 2 outliers and you drag them forward. Then you duplicate the mask again, you lock the last mask, and then you just drag them forward. You can of course adjust the shape of your mask if you want to. So yeah, it's really easy. It's not too much work, and it's definitely fairly easy. Oh, you need to take the outliers, of course. Yeah, can't redo. Excellent. Duplicate, lock. I picked up the wrong ones. Needed to have these. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Now we get into a little bit of trouble because we can't make a perfect mask for this one. But it's fine. We just take mask number 2, duplicate that, lock mask number 2 again, and then we go upwards. And then of course you can do with it what you want. So duplicate mask 5, lock mask 5, and take the outer points, drag them inwards. And here you're just going to have to overlap a little bit. It doesn't really matter. Nobody's going to notice. It's going to go really, really quickly. So yeah, just do whatever feels right. And if you want to have it perfect, yeah, that's not possible, I'm afraid. Well, you can get it pretty good, but I don't think there's really a tool that that allows you to snap it. But yeah, well, just work with it. As I said, a little bit of overlap. Just keep duplicating, keep throwing them in there. I don't know where the top is, it's here. Yeah, just duplicating this one. Oh, I forgot to lock it. So lock the old one, and then select these, go to the right, duplicate. Yeah, I'm going to just drag it out. It has quite a large overlap here now. But yeah, I want to have this in one go, just because I don't want too many masks. It's just a demonstration. You can make as many masks as you want. And I am going to go over here now. Okay. And we have a very small thing here left, which is fine. But yeah. Which is exactly what I wanted to circumvent here, but yeah. Anyhow, this is now our letter I. Yeah, if you wanted to do this with the round masks, you can do it exactly the same, only now afterwards you can just hit some of the keyframes with the you have to unlock the masks, of course, but you can hit some of the keyframes with these convert vertex tool, and if you do it correctly you get these nice round edges. You can of course adjust them, and yeah, by the way, you can also just turn all your masks to other colors so you can actually see them, which would be very nice. Let's see if I can do all of them at the same time. I'm not sure if this is even possible. Yes, it is. So now you can see the dots a little bit better, and of course, yeah, you can just hit the keyframes. You can also just select all the masks at the same time and hit all the keyframes at the same time. Oh yeah, you do that by Control A, I guess. Select them. No, select all the mask paths. That's what you need to do. I don't know how to actually select all the mask paths, but yeah. If you do, so if you have multiple mask paths selected, then you can actually change all of their properties at the same time, or all of their things at the same time. It seems that it does not want to cooperate with me. Anyway, this is what it would look like if you had the round ones. And yeah, you get a lot of overlap. You can prevent the overlap a little bit by dragging these in or making completely different shapes out of them. But that's all up to you, what you want to do with it. I'm just going to demonstrate what to do next. So currently we have how many masks? 14 masks, which means we need to duplicate this layer 14 times. And the easy thing is, it actually tells us how many we have. So 14 in this case. So we're going to start at the bottom. We're going to select all masks except for mask 1 and just delete them. And let's select all of them. Hit M. And yeah, just go with the mask that... yeah, just select all of them and go with the mask that matches the number. So this was going to be 3. And 3 is all the way in the bottom. So just delete the bottom one first and then select the rest. So yeah, that's 4. And if you make a mistake, by the way, you can always fix it later. Just undoing it and hang on. I needed to select all and find mask 5 and unselect that with the control button. So currently mask 6. So mask 6 is over here, and then we select all of these. Mask 7 then. So yeah, you can do it in 2 ways. Just select all the masks and then deselecting the one that you want. That's probably the fastest, but you can also delete everything underneath the the mask and then scroll up and delete everything above the mask. But it's all good, however you do it. So this would be deleting everything underneath it and then deleting everything above it. It's fairly simple to understand, I'm assuming. This is normally the faster way, especially if you have a lot of masks, because you only have to search once and you only have to scroll up and down once. I think we're at 11, right? Yeah. So sometimes you delete a mask halfway through and you will miss a number. That's okay, just delete the entire layer and you should be fine. But I like to stick with the numbers because it's easier to see when you forget something. So at this point we can check if everything is alright. We can see we still miss one piece, which is exactly the one that we that we drew last. If there are more pieces missing, yeah, this is when you want to correct that, because this is basically the last time you will get to. So there are lots of, well, if you do it correctly with the sharp lines, then you have a lot of these gray lines. So just fix those with a simple duplication of your last thing. It doesn't have to be your last thing, but hit the M for masks and just delete the mask, and then you have a perfect one. This one is going to come in once the text animation is gone. So the text animation is going to last for, let's say, 5 seconds. Which means that this one is going to come in at 5 seconds and overwrite the entire thing. So it's going to be perfect, imperfect before then and perfect once it all meets. So that means that at time is 5 seconds, we're going to need all of these mask paths, or all of these positions, to be exactly here. Where they are before this, it doesn't matter. By the way, this last layer obviously doesn't have to do anything because it doesn't exist before then. But now we're going to go to the 0 position. And yes, I didn't put this in the right spot, but that's up to you to make that up in the right spot. But it's not going to matter because, well, we can adjust the composition in here. So for example, if we put it in here, let's see, it's comp 6 again. So yeah, just put it in here and then put it in its place. There you go. The thing is, if you do it like this, then the movement is not going to be good. So don't do it like that. Make sure you keep this in the center so that all of the movements you make here are actually correct. You can just adjust it, I guess, by doing this and just setting the position to the correct one. Obviously, what you should have done was create the design in this one and make sure that it is in the correct spot over here and then pre-compose it to the other layer. But yeah, I assume you get those kind of things and that I don't have to actually explain them, but yeah, most of the time I still do. That's the way it works. Anyhow, yeah, we're going to go now into this and we're going to just position them, each of them separately. Oh my god, this is going to be horrible. Yeah, okay, we're going to just do it like this then. Just position them at random spots. I'm going to drag them out first so I can edit using the position point. Just drag them out to some well, part outside of the, well, of the field, so that we don't see them at first and then later on we can edit them. So it doesn't matter where they are currently, unless you have a grand design in mind, but normally it doesn't matter. As long as they're outside of the vision. Let's put this one over here. So yeah, I only have one letter, so I can just spread it out wherever I want. You can also make a movement first and then adjust from there if you want to. So make the entire letter move first and then just say like, okay, I just want small deviations from this so that it's half formed already when well, when you start. Don't move the end position, obviously. I accidentally moved one there. But yeah, you really don't want to do that. And make sure you just spread them around. The better the spread is, so yeah, the pieces that are next to each other should not be next to each other in, well, the final setup here. Because the more they're spread, the more it will be a surprising effect, basically. So let's put this one over here. Okay, the only thing we now need to do is adjust the paths. And you have these two handles on here. Yeah, they're really hard to spot, at least in this version of After Effects. But you can see them normally. Just select one of the positions and you should be able to adjust them. They're really hard to hit. And even if you zoom in, they're still the same size. So it doesn't matter whether you zoom in or not. It does help if you have nothing else in the field, so you can't really select anything else. But yeah, it's still quite a hassle. Keep in mind that the anchor points are not lined up here with the, well, with the items basically. So this item has an anchor point that's over here, which means that if I come into the screen over here with my anchor point, my object's actually going to be over there. But it's not a big deal for now, because we're just going to fix it visually in a moment. But yeah, it can be quite a hassle to do this, well, to predict where an object is going to fly if you do something like this. I'm going to put this one all the way out there. So yeah, you can make some extreme movements if you want to, like this, and then drag this out even further. Something like that. I have to take care of the fact that it's nope, this one, that it's actually yeah, the anchor point is below my object, so I need to make sure that it doesn't fly off the screen for too long. You can make them fly off the screen, obviously. It's not too big of a deal. Just make sure you don't adjust the final position, because that really becomes messy. And yeah, this is kind of the disadvantage of these little tiny dots. So this one is going to fly off screen in the bottom. I don't think I've done all of them exactly. Yeah, this one is just going to stay at the bottom. This one is going to fly all the way across the screen, I guess. And yes, this is very, very boring work. You're just trying to set it up, and you can't really see the end result yet, unless you have a very good memory of where you put all these things. But if you do, then I suggest you use it for something else than remembering this kind of crap, because it's completely unimportant for now. So yeah, this one is starting right next to where it needs to end up. So yeah, we're going to give it a bit of a whirl around the screen. This one as well. Let's make it something like this. And yeah, you can make them fly off the screen if you want to. It actually looks quite natural, because that's what it would normally do. Normally, if you're filming something that explodes like this, then yeah, it's not going to stay on the screen forever, all of the pieces. So yeah, just drag them around a bit, and now we've done everything. So what it looks like now is this. It will just hang on. It will fly around and then eventually make the letter. And then immediately when it forms, it will be replaced by the complete letter, so the little lines that are in there are invisible. So what do we want? I actually don't like the round edges at all, but hey, it's up to you. We're going to go to, hang on, we went to 5 seconds, so 2.5, let's say. And we're going to drag them around a little bit to make sure that we have a better fill of the screen, because currently it's everyone is in the same spot. So I want to have a bit of a better fill. And well, you don't have to drag everyone, but here, this is a better fill of the screen. Now the movement looks like this, so hopefully, yeah, it's actually not that bad, and it forms. So really, that's the only thing you need to know. Now the final design will look similar to what I had. Obviously, I need to drag this forward. Hang on. So once this forms, yeah, you can choose when you want to start with your eye. I'm going to start when the pulsating starts. So yeah, you have the heart coming in. I also had a changing background, so then the heart forms, and we have some stuff going on. The letter flies in, and it will form. As you can see, I messed up one of the little bits, and we're going to fix that now, because that is how it works. Sometimes you mess it up, and then you have to fix it. So just select it, see which one it is. It is this one, because they will light up. Remove the top one so you can see where it actually belongs, and then oh, we know where it belongs because it's supposed to be all in the same spot, right? So anyway, just you can either just drag it into position, or you can set the position to the same as the others, but it seems that is not the case here. I don't know why, but for some reason the position seems correct, yet it is not in the correct position. So maybe I screwed up something else, but yeah, just plop it in there. You can use your control plus the scrollers if you want to be more precise. You can use your arrow keys to find the correct spot. It's all fairly easy to do. And now it will form perfectly again. There you go. And now let's turn on the last one. And that's about it. So that's all you really have to do. And then just make something of your background, make the other letter. It's fairly easy, right? Anyway, that's all I have to say about it. If you have any questions or would like to have some more explanations, just leave me a comment, and I will see what I can do. Hope you enjoyed, hope you learned something today, and I will see you next time.